Welcome to Daily Conversation. This is Mr. K.
This is Eric.
Yeah, today is the 14th of September 2021 and the time now is 6:15 a.m. Well, today our topic is if a crystal ball could tell you the truth about yourself, your life, the future, or anything else, what would you want to know? Right, so before we get started, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, so here we go. Okay, so before I start, I just want to know, for this uh, crystal ball, we can only ask one question, right? We only have one chance, right? Oh,
Hello. Yeah. Yes.
oh, okay.
You can.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like there's some delay here. Okay, so can you hear my voice clearly?
Can.
Okay, right. And then I think I have a few choices here. Yeah, and the first one also I believe is also one of the choices that many people would like to choose, which is yeah, I would like to know the the biggest jackpot and then also the winning number. Yeah, of course, with the date. Yeah, and for
Mhm.
this one, yeah, it is the easiest way to get uh, a big amount of money in the shortest time. And then, yeah, for this one also, I think it is quite fixed. Yeah, if we say that, yeah, later I'll explain why I would say this is fixed. And then, uh, with with this one, if we get money, and then, yeah, for money is actually kind of time in our life because once you get the money and then you can spend your time to do your thing instead of uh, struggling for money in your life or working or what. And then by having the money, you solve a lot of problem. And then it's also like you 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 are given uh, uh, the time so that it means that yeah, you have more time in your life. Yeah, this is something that we can get. Of course, we need to consider some of the consequences, for example, because you get too much money in a short time. So, what would you do after that? Maybe you have a lot of craving or desire to buy things, to spend it uh, unstoppably. So, yeah, this is another things to consider. Yep, and my next choice is I want to know in the next 100 years, which countries don't involve in wars? Yeah, and for this one, I think wars is unpredictable, and then if we don't have something like the crystal ball, nobody will know which country will involve in wars. And to me, wars are also disastrous. Yeah, and I even couldn't imagine what kind of weapon will be used in the next wars, and then maybe they are not nuclear, maybe they are some uh, bio weapon, for example, viruses or what. Yeah, and the consequences of wars, if the wars is big enough, basically the consequences is not just 1 or 2 years. Maybe is the can last for many years or can affect the whole generation. Yep. So yeah, by knowing which country doesn't don't involve in wars in the next 100 years, even though we may find it hard to really move to those particular countries, yeah, but at least we can do something, we can try. And then yeah, so this is one of my choices. And yeah, the last one I want to know is there any relationship between this life and next life? Yeah, this is something that nobody can know because once you goes to your next life, if there is next life, and then you couldn't go back. So only the dead people know whether there is next life. Yeah, and then yeah, if there is the crystal ball, and then I think I may consider asking this question because one is to fulfill the curiosity of mine, and second is that if there is relationship between this life and next life, yeah, maybe we can do something in this life so that in next life we won't suffer so much, and kind of we have the preparations uh, in this life. Yeah,
But what
so
if you will
mm,
lose your memory in your next life?
lose my memory. It yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, for example, if there is let's say the karma, which is like this life, if you do something bad, you owe many people something, and then in your next life, maybe you need to pay back to them, something like that. So in this life, you
Oh,
just have to uh, do some good things, not being too bad. So that next life, even you lose your memory, maybe your fate will be better. Yeah, something like that.
is um is the karma definitely the law, the rules of the reincarnation?
Nobody know that.
Yeah. So
Mm,
so even though you know whether whether uh is there any next life, or
mm,
we only have this life. Yeah.
mm,
And even though you know the answer,
yeah.
you don't know the know why, you don't know the know
Mm,
how, you don't know uh mm, you don't know
what we
any
can do,
further.
right?
Yeah, you also don't know any further detail.
Yep,
Mm,
yep. And also this is what this is also a question when I uh, think about this topic because with the crystal ball, sometimes we ask one question, it seems like they will have a lot of small questions or further questions
mm,
come after one another. So
yeah.
for this question, something like if I ask, is there any relationship between this life and next life? If the answer is just a yes, then
Yeah.
it also raise a lot of question, right?
Right.
And
Mm,
yeah, and also actually before this, uh, I I I formed this sentence. Is there any relationship? My question is actually, uh, is there a next life? And then suddenly I found that if the answer is yes, then
what can
uh,
you do?
yeah, yeah, and then if there is next life and there is no relationship between this life and next life, then it just fulfilled my curiosity and I couldn't know more. But if I change to is there any relationship, and then even though I know there is relationship, it still have a lot of questions, never ending.
Yeah,
Mm,
because bad people can still turn to evil.
mm,
Good
yeah.
people will die. Yeah,
Mm,
because uh yeah, this is a relationship, and the relationship uh doesn't need to make sense,
mm,
doesn't need to like fulfill the morality.
yeah.
Good people can survive. Bad people can yeah, good people can survive, and bad people will die. And
Mm,
in fact, bad people uh will survive. Good people will die.
mm,
Mm. And
yeah.
if you look at the reproductions, look at the genes, actually bad people will survive because they are more selfish.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, so these three are my choices. And also before and I want to talk about something that I think I wouldn't ask with the crystal ball. And the first one is how's my career? Yeah, but this one, I mean, I use how because maybe I want to ask whether um um or what have I achieved? Yeah, something like that. And then if maybe through the crystal ball I can see myself uh in the crystal ball.
Mm.
Yeah, something like that. The image or the video. Yep. And then why I wouldn't ask this because I think this is something cannot be fixed. Uh, because even though if we have a crystal ball, we can see the future, but the future can change if once you know it, once you do something. Let's say if the crystal ball say that you will be a millionaire in 10 or 20 years time. And how about if you know this and then you started to not working so hard, uh, you started to uh, uh, spend your time on other things because you think like no matter how at the end I will still become the millionaire. You wouldn't work so hard. So yeah, unless you have the fate of winning a lottery or what, yeah. Uh, um, I think by knowing these kind of things, asking your future whether you achieve something, whether you uh, get the things you want, like being successful. Yeah, it also depends on how you define success. But this kind of things I think is not fixed. Once you know it, you will have a burden in your in your mind. Uh, Even though you still work hard, but you will think like, I'm afraid I didn't work hard enough to in order to make the my future fact comes true. Yeah. So I think this is a question I wouldn't ask. Um. Uh. Because it is not fixed. It is not the same as the jackpot, which I think is fixed. Yeah. Because you just have to buy it if you want to win. Yeah. If you
The
know if you
jackpot was, why the jackpot was fixed?
Yeah, because let's say if you ask which is what is the winning numbers for a particular date, yeah, and then unless you tell everybody that I I know that this number must win, you call everybody go to buy, or maybe the jackpot company see this and then maybe they will do something or what. Otherwise, you will still win
Mm.
because no matter how you do, what you do, it wouldn't you couldn't change the result. But
Mm.
if the question is, if you ask something about yourself, let's say what have you achieved, you can change it. You
Mm.
can change it just maybe from working hard to just lie on your bed. I don't believe that you lie on your bed every day you still can get that result.
Mm.
Yeah, or maybe a slightly change in your mind, not working so hard will also change the result because of the compounding effect of time. Maybe you have this mindset in your mind for more than 10 years, it make a big change.
Yeah. So does it mean that if you want to know a status could change,
Mm-mm.
and if
Yeah.
you want to know something fact, so the fact won't change.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Yep. And also some questions like how long I can live. Yeah, I won't ask this question because also this strongly affected by what I did along the years before I die, right? For example, your lifestyle, your diet habits, yeah, all of these contribute to how long you can live. So I wouldn't
Uh,
ask these kind of questions.
Maybe there's some law there. For example, when you saw the result, you die in, let's say, 28. Yeah,
Yeah.
so few years left only. Yeah.
Mm,
Maybe you will die in an accident, or maybe you'll die in any kind, because there's some
yeah.
law in the world, in
Mm,
the universe. Mm.
yeah.
So you must die at that age.
Yeah, but if you get the answer like 28, won't you feel like you you're so scared or
Yeah,
what?
yeah. And
Mm,
also you don't know whether you can change or not. If you
yeah.
spend you spend your time try to change it and you couldn't change, so you regret. And if you try to, like, let's say if you try to spend all your money and go traveling, but you but you die in the train on your traveling, so it also could be, uh the reason that uh you you die in 28.
Mm.
Yeah. So uh there's also some a lot of movie will from it like this. If you know some of the futures, some part of future, and you try to change, but you
Yeah.
become the futures. You
Mm.
become, yeah, you become uh you become uh the you become the reality. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't know that, it will be another result. But once you know that, you are becoming the reality.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this one, I also don't want to know like my age, or my family age.
Mm.
And yeah, because yeah, uh, maybe my family member age, uh I would like to know, but for my own age, I don't want to know.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So actually, these are my sharings today.
Mm. Yeah, and yeah, there are few things. I
Mm.
also have the same thought process as you. The first is the try try to think, is there anything I want to know, and also try to think, is there anything I definitely don't want to know.
Hmm.
Yeah. And yeah, I couldn't deny that I also had the temptation to know uh how to get rich, and or maybe not how to get rich, but know uh the method, yeah, the method to get rich. So for example, like buying the lottery ticket. Yeah, but actually, I didn't thought that. And in my mind, I actually have a similar question, but it's not about the lottery ticket.
Mm.
Yeah, and but eventually it also may contribute your wealth. Now mm, uh, my question is, why is a higher price of Bitcoin will achieve in 10 years or in 20 years time, something like that.
Mm.
Yeah. So that's my question. But actually, it seems like, um, to know the lottery ticket number will be the most easiest one.
Mm.
Mm, yeah. But I couldn't feel any sense of achievement in that
Yeah,
case.
but how about if the Bitcoins, you know that the highest price of the Bitcoin is 70 years later. So within these
No, no,
70
no,
years, maybe it
no.
is
I mean,
yeah.
no. My question is, why is a higher price of Bitcoin within 10 years or 20
Oh,
years? So
oh.
so so the years maybe is within 10 years or within 20 years. So
Mm.
I wouldn't like within 100 years and I will die at that time.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah, got it. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, if the Bitcoin highest price is, let's say, like 64,000, so it will no longer get back to the previous high, to the all-time high. Then I just sold it.
Mm.
I find the next investment. But I also got nothing. I also got nothing. I need it's unlike you get the lottery ticket numbers and you definitely will get a big amount of money.
Mm.
Mm. But if you let me choose, I also prefer to choose the Bitcoin one instead of choosing the lottery ticket number.
Mm.
Because uh at the lottery ticket, mm, I don't feel any sense of achievement. I just don't feel any sense of achievement.
Mm.
Mm,
Yeah.
uh, and even though I know that by doing that may give me a lot of money. Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, but actually to be rational, you should choose the lottery ticket. This to be rational.
Yeah.
And this is the first one. I still couldn't deny it. Yeah. And for most of people, they also want maybe the first question in their mind is also something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it also can indicate something. Yeah. If the first mind it means if the first idea in your mind is like lottery ticket, and then uh it's a lottery ticket, so that means you are uh something like quote unquote a gambling type person. Yeah, it's something like a gambling type person. And if your question is something like, what is the best performance asset within 20 years? Yeah.
Yeah.
For example, maybe uh, the answer give you is, let's say, Tesla. Maybe the answer give you like Facebook, Amazon, or Apple companies. Yeah. Or maybe some commodity, maybe gold, maybe silver. Yeah. So uh, if your question is like this, so maybe it means that uh, you you really spend a lot of time in investments. You really spend a lot of time in investing. So you are trying to get success in this area, in this field. Yeah. If you don't have the uh experience, and if you don't spend a lot of time in investment, you just want to know the lottery ticket number.
Yeah.
Yeah. But nothing's good or bad. And actually, in fact, knowing the lottery ticket number is more rational, because you can get a definite number. I mean, a definite amount. Yeah.
Yeah.
And but if you know, let's say you know the best performing assets within 20 years, yeah, maybe the best performing assets is just, let's say, 50% returns within these 20 years. It also could be the case. Maybe you experience a great recessions or something like that. Yeah, so if you can know the lottery ticket number on the next day, and it will be better because you get the money immediately.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is the first one, and it also indicates how money important. And yeah, recently I actually uh think think a question. Yeah, I actually form a question to ask myself and to ask people. Yeah. And let's say you face a lot of struggling, and you face some obstacle, maybe it relate to money, and or maybe it is not relate to money, maybe it relate to your career. So it give you some stress, it give you a lot of uh, negative negative emotions. Yeah, you feel bad. Yeah, you have a lot of negative thoughts. And you try to ask yourself this question: if you have a lot of money, or maybe if your income is high, and your job is easy, it's not tough. Yeah, does the obstacle still matter? Yeah. So for example, yeah, let's say recently, because my office relocate, so I need to take the trains, uh, take the bus, go to my new office, and it actually cost me I think it's 15 more minutes. Yeah, 15 more minutes per trip, and it also cost me uh some money because I need to pay the transportation fees.
Yeah.
In the past, I just walk to my office, so I don't need to pay any transportation fee, and it cost me around 80 Sing dollar per month. Yeah, 80 Sing dollar per month. And yeah, I keep asking. So if I ask myself this question, if I have a lot of money, do I still matter this? Does it still matter? Yeah, because you have some negative thoughts because you you have to relocate together with the company. So it costs your time, it costs your money. Yeah, and also if the company didn't increase the pay, and you also will have a lot of negative thoughts. Yeah, a lot of bad emotion.
Yeah.
But if you try to ask this question and you found that actually it doesn't matter if I really got the money, if I really have a lot of money, my wealth is I'm wealthy or my income level is high. Yeah, so actually it doesn't matter. So there must be uh something. There must be something that we don't know, that we not aware inside. Yeah. So by asking this question, you can know that uh, maybe there is some implication inside. So you need to think deeply and found what is the uh, what is the what is the implication. Yeah. So for example, now let's say you face no you don't have let's say you have to work all day.
Yeah.
You have to work, like for example Sunday to Saturday, and you don't have rest day. And let's say you have to work like 7 or 8 hours per day, and you feel struggling, and you don't like this kind of life. And so if you try to ask yourself this question, yeah, if I have a lot of money, or maybe I have a lot of students, yeah, and I'm able to generate my income level, let's say I'm able to generate let's say 5,000 or 6,000 ringgit per month, and I and that this still matter. Can I accept that kind of life? Yeah, so you can try to ask different questions and ask some give some variety. Yeah, so we can know whether it's money, whether it's the money the problem, or whether it's time's problems. Yeah, or maybe it's uh maybe in both. Yeah. You try to change the variety, and then you try to uh feel. You try to feel what you feel. You try to aware what you feel. And so yeah, of course you definitely need to guess. Yeah, there's not a formula. There's not the figure for you to analyze. Yeah, but at least you can know what actually inside your subconscious mind. Yeah. So this is the first one, and the second thing I would like to know from the crystal ball uh is my family member age, especially my mother. Actually, technically, yeah, it's just I just want to know my mother age.
Yeah.
So yeah, by knowing that, I think I can do better. I can plan better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the third thing, I think I would like to know. Mm, yeah, in my first thought, I would like to know, yeah, who is my life partner. And but I actually this is my first thought. And on
Yeah.
second thoughts, I think, yeah, I don't want to know. I don't want to know these things. Yeah. Because by knowing that it's something like uh the God has set the route for you, and you just go for it. So this is a little bit like you lose your control. Yeah, you lose the control of the life. So uh something that I don't want to know from the crystal ball is something that once I know, it means that my life was set off. Yeah, if this is if this fill this criteria, then I don't want to know. Yeah. For example, if I know my mother age, yeah, it's still under my control. I can plan. Yeah. For example,
Yeah.
I still can work for maybe additional 1 or 2 years instead of going back immediately. Yeah.
Mm.
So this by knowing that I still didn't lose my control. Yeah, but if I know who is my partner or that kind of uh uh answer, and then everything is something like just set off. Or whether I will get married, how many kids I will get. So it's
Mm.
something like your life is like that.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
So there's no something uncertainty. There's no something like uh the thing so called the serendipity, the surprise.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
In your life, you couldn't experience that. Yeah. So we also can know that uh, instead of knowing everything, actually to stay foolish, to know not know nothing, but something that we shouldn't know, then we try to gain that part of knowledge. It's also not a bad choice. Mm.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my shame for today.
Mm. Yeah, for the last part, I suddenly remind of one of the article I had read in the past, which is it is a story, and I don't know whether it is a true story, a true life story, or it is just uh, an article happened, an article written by someone just for the use in the textbook or workbook. Yeah,
Mm.
the story is like this. It says that there is one teacher, and this teacher got some illness, and then he was in the hospital. Uh, yeah, and it take like more than few days. It's like a few weeks, and then in the hospital because he was a teacher, and after he recovered a little bit, and then he managed to go around, to walk around in the hospital, and then to maybe to say hello to other patients, to chat with them, to join them, so that the life in the hospital wasn't so boring. Yeah, and it says that there was a boy, little boy, like the age of 9 or 10, something like that. And yeah, and he found that the boy uh, was keen on studying and reading. Yeah, and then this teacher also liked the boy, and then so that uh, this teacher actually taught him many things on the textbook, and then uh, also accompany him to study, to reading, and tell him a lot of story, and the boys also feel happy. Yeah, but one time the doctor of the little boy come, and then maybe do some checking for the boys, and then the teacher actually uh, asked the doctor, not in the room but outside the room, and then the doctor actually say, for this boy, actually the teacher asked, how long can this boy uh, uh, it's something like, how's the condition of this boy? Yeah, and actually the doctor know that uh, this boy couldn't last for uh, 1 month or what. So yeah, but that is a truth that they didn't want. They feel heartbreaking to let the little boy know, so they didn't let him know. Yeah, so in that case, yeah, do you think that letting the little boy know the truth is a good thing? I actually don't think so, right?
Yeah, I also
Um,
don't think so.
yeah, because the boy uh, also asked some questions like, when can I recover and then go back home, something
Mm.
like that. So just now you say staying foolish is better. I think in that case, it is better not to know that.
Mm.
Yeah, if know that, maybe uh you won't feel happy anymore. You won't like continue uh uh study because that is the things that you like, and then maybe you just lie on your bed thinking when I will die. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it reminds me some things, which is one of the thing I mentioned in these few days, which is about the efficiency. If you view this in terms of efficiency, or in terms of uh, either try to, let's say something like try to maximize the utility, and you say, yeah, I would rather let the boys know, so that he know that he only left 1 month, so he can really try to think what he really want to do in his remaining 1 month, so he won't like spend his time on studying, even though he know that, yeah, even though he actually not that like studying, yeah, he just don't want to fall behind, uh
Mm.
from he just don't want to fall behind with with his classmates.
Mm.
Yeah, you just want to keep pace, keep pace with the syllabus, keep pace with the lesson.
Mm.
Hmm. Now maybe that's not the thing they want to do. Maybe that's not the thing he want to do. Yeah, and he really believes that he can recover, so that um, he'll study. Yeah,
Mm.
he'll study. But what if he know that he uh he he, he wants get recovered, and maybe he don't want to study. He want to like maybe go to the Disneyland, or
Mm.
go to some theme park to have fun, to meet some maybe uh his idol.
Mm. Yeah.
Mm. So yeah, standing from a, a utility point of view, it is better let the boys know, so he won't like wasting his time. Yeah. So another another example is something like, if you don't let him know, and then he lying on the bed and do nothing. Let's say, for example, if let's say once you know that you will die uh after 1 year,
Mm.
so you won't spend your time on sweeping the phones. You won't spend too much of time
Yeah.
on those low productive activities, low productive entertainment. Yeah. So yeah, this is also another example. So you won't like wasting your time.
Mm.
Maybe uh you'll get up earlier, so that because you know that you don't have enough time. So yeah, even though you sleep like 6 hours per day or 5 hours per day, it doesn't matter if you only have remaining 1 years or 1 month.
Mm.
Yeah, you just want to spend all your remaining time. Yeah, try to utilize, try to maximize the happiness uh in your remaining time. But
Yeah.
this is by standing from the utility point of view. Yeah, but uh, from if you support this kind of view, uh, the people who support this kind of view will actually ignore that, by knowing the fact can also affect your happiness level, can also hurt your happiness level.
Mm.
Yeah, even though uh you stop studying, or you stop like sweeping your phones, you try to do something that really fun, that really the something that you really want to do. Yeah, but maybe after you try it, you still want, or you still didn't feel happy. You still don't feel happy. Yeah, because you know that you're going to die within a month or within a year. So
Mm.
you can't become happy. You can't get yourself happy. Yeah, this is also one of the against point. One of the against point that letting the boys know he only left 1 month.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's in real life? In real life, utility points of view, most of the time it didn't work. Yeah, most of the time it didn't work, and we affected by our emotion significantly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's all thing I want to add in.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, I think no for today.
Okay, so that's all for our today conversations. How did you feel? Did you enjoy the conversations? Please tell us what you think of our conversation. And we are not native speakers. If you found any vocabulary mistake that we made, please also comment to let us know, because we want to learn more and improve ourselves. Remember to like, subscribe to us. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.